What is up, guys? It is AJ. I am being joined today by Jeffery, the CFFC middleweight champion. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Doing well, man. Just enjoying some fights, some exciting cards coming up. A lot of good regional MMA. You specifically, big win over Colin Huckbody. How you feeling about that fight, man? It's a massive title. In my opinion, the CFFC title, as far as the regional scene goes, as of right now, middleweight division might be the one, the top one out there.
Yeah, it's amazing, man. Second pro title, huge promotion, UFC Fight Pass main event. So yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I was impressed because I was high on Colin Huckbody. I mean, he was already signed by the UFC. He had looked dominant on the Contender Series. You go out and you beat him, man. That's a huge win, and I see a lot of improvement in your game from the Contender Series fight, a couple years back now.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I just watched your breakdown and prediction right before this call, and I saw you
Yeah,
picked him third round
yeah,
submission. So
dude,
I was just talking to my buddy. I'm like, I'm about to talk some shit to this guy
you
right
have
now.
to. I deserve it, bro. I deserve it, man. I underestimated you, man, and I do admit my faults, but I was super impressed. And I will say, looking at your body of work, I'm not gonna be surprised if the UFC calls because I think you're
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I mean, I feel like I've been right there for a while. People have been saying it for a while. There's been articles coming out, like for like a year now at least, man. People saying like this guy's on the doorstep, like next fighter or next win, and this guy's in. So I don't know what else they want. I don't know if now's the time, but fingers crossed.
What would you think about the Ultimate Fighter? Because I know they're doing middleweights. You interested in that?
Um, Honestly, at this point in my career, not really. I had the opportunity. I was gonna go on the show, and then COVID kind of postponed it, and then we got this fight opportunity. But I don't know, man. Like taking home the CFFC strap. I don't think I need to go that route. Like I'm 10-2. I'm 28 years old. I would rather not.
And you
You
just
know.
beat Colin Huckbody. I mean, that to me, that's a UFC caliber guy, and you beat him convincingly. It wasn't like this controversy. So now, I personally think, if not right away in the UFC, the short notice fights, you staying around weight just in case maybe there's a call at middleweight.
hmm Yeah, I'm never much overweight anyways. Like it's an easy cut for me. I'm not a huge 185er, so yeah, for sure, man.
Would you say that not cutting as much weight is your advantage? Just because I know as the weight cutting era, a lot of guys have been talking about cutting less weight and, if it even should be abolished. So I guess what's your take on that?
hmm Um, yeah, I mean, it's never going to be abolished. Like it's going to be very difficult to make that happen. Like even if they make the weigh-ins like day of a few hours before the fight, guys are still going to cut weight. And you know that people do it for jiu-jitsu tournaments that have day of weigh-ins. It's never going to be eliminated. It seems like they're trying to do as much as they can to make it as safe as possible. I honestly, I think the earlier the weigh-ins, the better. Like if they made them like 2 days before guys cut weight, but then they're going to have tons of time to replenish, rehydrate, and get healthy for the fight. I think that's probably the better way to do it. But yeah, I prefer to not cut that much weight. I fought at 170 before. It was a shitty weight cut. I was just killing myself to do that, like starving for weeks at a time. I was miserable. And 185 for me to make, I don't even sweat. I wake up on weight on fight day. So yeah, I feel good.
I think that's the way to go. I mean, you move well, you're fast, your striking's excellent, your grappling has definitely become pretty high level, I would say. And as we talked about the Ultimate Fighter not being interested, I know the Contender Series is back. Would you be willing, though, to take another fight there if they said, hey, we're looking to do something?
Yeah, I mean, again, not really. I think I'm ready for the show. I want to start making some real money. I've been fighting on the regional scene for I don't know how many years. It's been a long time. I've had a lot of fights, and I'm still fighting for pennies pretty much. So I'm just ready to get paid.
Yeah, I'll definitely agree, man. It's definitely the regional scene. The pay probably needs to rise, but I guess how much revenue are these organizations bringing in and they could pay out?
hmm
Would you be any bit interested in Bellator if they called, or maybe even one championship or any of the other, high level MMA leagues?
Yeah, for sure, man. If they come calling, I don't see why not. Like if UFC is just not willing to sign me right now, but Bellator comes with a good offer, absolutely willing to hear him out.
Okay. Okay. So would you say the end goal though is obviously UFC championship, no matter where you go in the relatively near future?
I think so. I mean, I think that's what every fighter wants. Growing up, it's like you're being a hockey player, you want to go to the NHL. You're playing football, you want to go to the NFL. I think every fighter wants to be in the UFC. So yeah, that's where I want to be too.
And I agree. I mean, the UFC is definitely high possibility for you. I think they should sign you sooner rather than later because we're seeing a lot of good talent get picked up by Bellator, ONE FC, PFL now has the $1 million tournament. Let's be honest, that $1 million tournament may be
Hmm.
something that would intrigue you if they called your name for that because I could see you being signed there. I don't see why not.
Yeah, for sure. I know a couple things I could do with $1 million, so I wouldn't be against that at all.
Yeah, I agree. Get this man a paycheck. I think that's what we really got to do.
Yeah.
I agree. You deserve to be at a higher level. Somebody's gonna come calling, man. I truly believe it, and that's why I was excited to interview you. Hopefully, get even some more eyes on you, some of my fan base and whatnot, because I do see the talent and the improvement in your game. And I picked against you, so I have to eat it right in front of you. And I do believe that you have it, man.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely agree that I was wrong there. And I see the UFC needs to call soon. And I think the longer they wait,
Thanks,
somebody
man.
else will call, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, spread the word. Fucking put my name out there. Let's get some people talking about it
Let's do it.
because,
I
yeah,
think
that's
you
where I want to
deserve it.
be.
You right now, in
Thanks,
my
man.
opinion, you're one of the top guys in the nation, or rather in the whole North America, because I know you're from Canada. Right now you're
Hmm.
training at what gym? Off the
Hmm.
top of my head, I can't remember.
Niagara Top Team. They're actually a pretty new gym, only been open for a couple of years. And we
Okay.
got a few really good fighters out of this gym too. We have Anthony Romero. He was on the Contender Series and he won. He's 9-0. They didn't give him a contract. Then he just fought for LFA maybe a month ago, and he won that fight as well. A female fighter, Jasmine Jazz the Vicious. She just fought on the same card as me, CFFC, and she picked up a win. She's 5-1 now. We have Zach Powell. He's 4-0. So yeah, we got some solid talent out of our gym.
Yeah, that's good. And would you say that being out of a gym that maybe is a bit smaller, you're getting more attention from the coaches, maybe a better move? Because I know there's always a lot of hype. People say you have to go to one of the bigger camps. Personally, I didn't
Hmm.
think it's a necessity. I think that you find a
Hmm.
coach that fits you, he could take you to the top, no matter where you are.
Yeah. Yeah, I think what I'm doing right now, I'm putting in good work. I have amazing coaches around me that spend a lot of time with me, so I think it's good. But it's hard to say. You can never really know, right? Like there's guys that come out of small gyms like McGregor and they make it all the way to the top, and then there's a lot of fighters that move away to the big gyms and do very well there too. So yeah, it's hard to say, but I think it's probably like a personal thing, and it's whatever the fighter wants to do.
And would you say that like your intentions would be to stay where you're at? You like being close to home. I personally think that is a more comfortable route, which I think could be the advantage. I mean, you have your support system all around you. If you
Hmm.
end up moving to South Florida, you're alone. Obviously, you're making new friends at the gym, but it's not like lifelong, connections and family that really care.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I've done some fight trips before. Like I went down to Vegas and trained at Syndicate for a month, and I love that, and I would love to do it again. COVID just makes things super difficult right now. Like if I'm going somewhere, I want to drive, and the borders are closed, so I don't really have that option right now. But I like what's going on at home, so I'm okay with it.
How is the COVID scene in Canada right now, as far as lockdowns or what you can do? Are things open?
No, it's bad, man. I think where we are, like right around Toronto, is apparently like the most lockdown place like in the world.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. Like we had here in Ontario, we had a stay-at-home order, so you were legally not allowed to leave your house unless it was for something
Ah,
essential.
that's
The
crazy.
province right next to us, Quebec, they had a curfew. I think it was originally 6 p.m. or 8 p.m. You weren't allowed to be out on the roads. You could get pulled over, and if you were out coming from a friend's house or whatever, you're getting tickets, and they say like possibly jail time and stuff. So it's wild. I'm on
That's
2 week
crazy.
quarantine right now. If you leave the country and come back, it's mandatory 2 week quarantine. Let me show you this. They give me two of these at the border that I have to come home. I
Wow.
have to do these tests, phone into a nurse, be on the phone, and then I have to ship my results into whoever.
Geez, so it's no
Yeah,
it's
man,
no joke.
it's wild.
You're locked down
No
right now.
joke.
And what if you
I'm
broke
locked
that
down.
quarantine? There's jail time and stuff like that. Like, is this like it's a
Yeah,
serious offense now?
yeah, that's what they say. I gotta let me read this paper too. What does this say? Uh, if you like deny this, it's an offense. It could lead up to fines of $750,000 or imprisonment. You may
What?
also be transferred. So there's quarantine facilities, they're called. So if you fly back into the country, if you come into the airport, they make you take a test and then they stick you in a hotel for mandatory 3 days that you have to pay for. And then if you test positive, you're in the hotel for 14 days paying for it. And apparently the food is just garbage and there's like crazy things going on there. People are trying to fight their way out and stuff. So it's wild, man. It's really crazy
Yeah.
stuff.
That's great. I mean, just like it's a, hey, stay home 2 weeks order and you follow it, I totally respect and understand that. But to now bringing you into a facility that you have to pay for yourself, not even government funded, I mean, that's a little far fetched in my
Exactly,
opinion,
man.
man. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, and so many like there was a gym that I was training at before, a Parabellum, that was forced to shut down because things aren't allowed to open, man. These small businesses can't survive in this stuff. So many businesses are going under, people are losing money. It's causing a lot of problems for sure.
No, I agree. I mean, personally, I'm in Florida, man, so it's one of the places where it's very opened up. I
Yeah,
know
you guys,
people have misconceptions. I mean, people still wear the mask. It's still pretty like
yeah,
secure.
for sure.
It's
Yeah,
not like what they'll show you on the TV that all the people are just running around. But there are going to be people breaking the orders, people at the beach
for sure.
partying,
For
spring
sure.
break. But I think things
Yeah,
should be
so
open.
yeah, we were saying on this trip, like usually before all this COVID shit, going on a fight trip, going down into the States, you're always like a little bit uncomfortable. And then we came back into Canada and it felt like, oh, I can finally breathe now. I'm back home. I have like my freedom, everything's normal. But on this trip, as soon as we entered the States, it was like, fuck, now we have some freedom.
Wow, yeah.
And now I'm back in jail again.
Dude, that's tough, man. I do hope Canada lets up soon. I know the vaccines are being released and things like that.
Hmm.
I know the UFC is coming to Jacksonville, Florida, and it's gonna be
Yeah,
full capacity. I'm hearing. I'm gonna personally
crazy.
myself try to
I
get out.
know.
I would like to go. I mean, I'll wear the mask, whatever. You probably have to submit like a COVID
Of
test,
course.
like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be sick, man.
Yeah, that would definitely be an awesome experience. Now, before I let you go, man, what's the time frame? When do you want to get back in there? You ready next week? If they call you to fight Kevin Holland in the main event, you take it?
Well, I'm on 2 week quarantine. I don't know if I'm allowed to leave for that, but man, like, yeah, as soon as someone comes calling, like, give me this 2 weeks, I'll be back in the gym after that, and then I'm ready to go.
As soon as possible. You hear that? Aaron Jeffery is ready. Somebody big is going to be calling soon. I appreciate you for your time, man. It was an absolute pleasure talking to you, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.